up, people? Welcome back to the channel. With the sneak peek coming up, and we have some support for the Infernoble Knight strategy, we have seen a spike in Infernoble Knight, but of course it isn't really a spike. It's okay, well, it's only a spike in the high rarity cards. A lot of these cards have already been reprinted, whether it's in the Megatins or in Amazing Defenders. So like there's a good amount of these cards that already have their reprint. So I kind of just want to go over them, to kind of show that if you guys really want to play this deck, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to get everything. Like, they're very, very cheap. So let's start with the Infernite Ogier. I'm just gonna call it Ogier for right now. And it was actually kind of crazy. When I first noticed it was going up, I had 9 copies, and I was like, you know what? It's weird how the light plates are like 98 cents right now, and the freaking like the near mints are like almost $3. So I ended up posting about half. I ended up posting about half of the ones that I had, because I kind of have this feeling. So I didn't want to miss out on any potential profit. So I ended up posting up two sets at the 98 cents point, and they were gone very quick. And then I come today, and now they are. And now it looks like all copies are around the $2.92. And in all honesty, this is just kind of like weird, because it's just it's just weird because it shot up, but it has. Well, you know what? Let me just go ahead and there you are here. Let me just go ahead and just take everything back, because I was about to say, oh, this is weird. No, this is not. The more that I think about it, this is one of those sleeper fan favorite decks, kind of like how Heroes is like a huge fan favorite deck. Like a lot of people, love these certain decks. Infernoble Knight is like a sleeper fan favorite deck. There's probably a lot of people who love Infernoble Knights as a deck, and that's probably why that's why it got a lot of its support. It got not only its newer support, but it got its own set dedicated to it in the platinum rares. So like this, I can understand why they would want their higher rarity stuff, but just remember that you can get this card common for about 5 cents. Same thing can be said with the Oliver. Oliver is the $1.23, 164 at the market price, but it has a common version at like 5 cents. Like I say, you go down the line with all these, even with Roland. It's the original Toon Chaos one is about $2.50, market price $3.54, but you probably get like a light plate for $2.50, and then it's pretty much literally 3 cents. Like you could probably get you could probably get a lot of this stuff for like under 5. Probably get like the whole play set for under $5, $3.69, $4.35. So if you want the ultra rare, you're looking at about about $3.69 to about $4 for that. So this is just one of those things to where this is one of those decks to where if you want to play it, it is budget, but you can easily make it not budget, especially when you're gonna add things like thrust, or if you're gonna add talents, or if you're gonna add in hand traps and all the other kind of more expensive staples in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. So yeah, that's kind of something to keep in mind, that like, yeah, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg for this deck. Renault, same thing. You have the super rare, and super rare doesn't look that bad for 43 cents, but then the ultra rare from Toon Chaos, just high. Super high, unnecessarily high. Damage first edition for $5.87, but then light plate unless for $6. You go down, we got light plate first ed for $7.44. This is really that's a lot. Like if you realistically want to try this deck out, I would not go high rarity, especially when damn near the entire thing is available in lower regular rarity. Like I said, similar with Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles. $7.29 for the ultra rare, 16 cents for the rare. If you really want to try the strategy out, because this is still it's proven, it's an unknown. To quote the great, back in Boondocks, it's an unknown. I guess in this case it would be a known unknown, because this deck has proven itself in the past to be very good. I'm pretty sure we don't have Smoke Grenade of the Thief in the TCG. So without that, it's not gonna have the hand loop. And without the hand loop, it's just another. It's somewhat just another combo deck. But you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. That's kind of what I got the impression of this deck, to where without Smoke Grenade of the Thief, it's pretty much just like another combo deck. Okay, no, of course it's not exactly the same as other combo decks, but it's still just another combo deck. So if you try this out, I would go with this. The MP21 rares are 16 cents. Pretty cool. This one right here. It's just so wild. You got the rares from Amazing Defenders at 8 cents, and then the super rares at 31. Infernoble Arms Durendal. The ultra rare from Rise of the Duelist. I guess is Rise of the Duelist being this specific set, kind of harder to get, and being like a really sought after and loved set. I actually I wish I still had the video, but I actually pulled a Starlight Dogmatica Ecclesia from that set. Me and the homies were cracking the case, and boom, we got the Starlight. So like that was such a freaking crazy experience. And I understand how good this set was. I know a lot of good cards came out of it, and this one was kind of one of the more quote unquote like crappier cards. But now it's kind of like shot up to be like one of the better cards in the set. 956 for the ultra rare. Let's see. Yeah, so we got right here, so like 750 for a Spanish one, then 956 for the English, and then 12, like jumps right to 12. So like there's like no disparity. It's like a 10, it's literally like a $12 card. Once this one copy right here is gone, you're paying $12 a copy. That's kind of wild when you could literally get this card for like 5 cents as a rare. Assault Synchron is a card that I talked about in my previous video about, in investments. I really there's a couple of calls that I made that I kind of, like I said in my last video, I said like they were the right calls, but the way the meta shifted, it didn't pan out money wise. Like if I was just making like just a straight meta call saying that like cards like if I just made a meta call instead of an investment call, then it would have been perfectly fine. But I kind of assumed that this was gonna kind of reflect the price on the card, but the 25th anniversary really hurt me. But with this card, I kind of feel a little bit different right now. Ignore this price right here. It is kind of starting to go up a little bit right now, because like I said, I bought a lot of these. I did have to pay $9 a piece for like one of my sets, just because I bought this, like I bought like a few of them. And then there's just one that I just wanted the last set. I should have just spent the time to look for it. That was my mistake. Remember, guys, you don't always have to say yes. Like even if you're stretched for time, just sometimes it's worth it just to get find them for the price you want. But I got a lot of them around the $6 to $7 range. So aside from that one set that I had to pay $9, I got them all for about $6 to $7. And I am looking right here. It's like $6.91 with the $1 shipping. I'm essentially looking at an almost $8 card. Right here, once these four are gone at like $6.91, we're looking at $8.50 and $8.75. Like I said, I could be wrong, I could be right. Maybe this is another situation where yes, this card is used in the next meta, but at the same time, it doesn't really reflect the price, because we are kind of going to the world's ban list. Like the world's tournament, where that's the biggest tournament we have to focus on. But people sometimes they don't realize that I think about 2 weeks after Worlds, that's when we start doing the regionals and the YCS start kind of rolling around. That's when we get our schedules, so we'll kind of know where we need to be. And assuming Konami doesn't kind of do some kind of really big crazy ban list, well, which is totally possible, but assuming Konami kind of just like, okay, let's do a regular ban list to kind of curve Castira, curve Purely, curve Runic, curve Sprite, kind of curve all these. Maybe I don't want them to hit Dragon Link, but maybe they might want to do that, clean up a couple cards here and there, and then kind of just allow Vanadium and other Turbo Synchro decks to kind of like do their thing. I kind of feel like this card can be really cool. So like I said, if you could get these for this price, like if you get them for like $6 to $7, I would, like I said, especially 6, pick up a set. If not, then maybe you want to wait for them. But at the same time, I could see this card going up. Duality is another card that I kind of toggled with. I thought I could play it in my Runic for Hire deck, and then I kind of realized that it is good, but it's not as crazy as I wanted it to be. So I still have it in the side deck, just kind of trying it out. But I'm looking at the price, and we're looking at $8.86, $7.87, $9.20. We're looking at this card is in the $9.20 to like $9.46 range. I'm kind of waiting for the moment that somebody breaks this, either an individual person, or maybe there's like some kind of combo. Like I wish I had more time on my hands to kind of sit down and just play test and combo and then do all this kind of stuff to figure this out. But I do feel like this card can have its time, and unless it gets a reprint, I think maybe it might kind of go lower if it doesn't get any hype. But the second it gets its chance, it is going to spike up. So like if you get these for cheap, I would just go ahead and pick them up. And then the last card I want to talk about is Tour Guide from the Underworld. I have a lot of faith in Tour Guide right now because I feel that the Unchained deck is going to be a very, very interesting deck. I personally, I actually used to be a huge Unchained fan. I probably played it for a year straight, and that was like my main deck that I played for a long time. Like it was like around the time where I kind of like dedicated to like investing more like in the meta to kind of start like flipping stuff, and I I kind of didn't want to play meta decks because I didn't want to like be attached to those meta cards. So I picked up Unchained as my rogue strategy, and I actually really loved it. So the fact that we're getting support in the next coming up set really excites me. And one of the things that I thought was tour guide from the underworld is going to be really, really good. So I got some of my tour guides together and I have them here, and I think I'm going to post them. But I only have like super rares, and I don't have any ultra rares left. But I'm looking at it right now. Ultra rares from the from Duel Saga 379, ultra rares 365. Like we're looking at like ultra rare copies of this card are at least like $3 to $4 range. You got the commons at $2. There is almost no quote unquote cheap version of tour guide from the underworld. Like even the golds right here, golds are going for 150. Let me just check them out real quick. Yeah, look at that. Gold's going up like 194, 195. We're looking at like $2 a copy for the gold rare. So like, excuse me. Just know that you're planning to play tour guide, you don't have tour guide, or you want tour guide, or you have extra tour guides. If you like minimum, they're about $2 a piece. Like 189 for these super rares, commons 199. I'll like I said, it's looking like the average is about $2 a piece. So if you have extra laying around, I would just go ahead and sell them. If you need them, try to get them for a deal, because to be honest, I can really see them going higher. Honestly, I can see them going a little bit higher, especially with the Unchained hype. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I'm gonna try to make the video a little bit shorter, where I'm not like going on for like 15-18 minutes about the market watch. That's like I said, so try and get this video a little shorter. If you have any kind of comments, please leave them down in the in the comment section below. If like I said, please like and subscribe. That will really help the channel. If not, it is all cool. Peace out, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.